Let's talk about refund timing. All right, because this is where most confusion comes in. When your tax return is accepted, that just means it passed the computer check. It, the I's were dotted, the T's were crossed, no names were misspelled, no birthdays were missed, there's no missing forms. That doesn't mean it pays out because you can get a IRS acceptance in 24 hours in most cases. So always remember, if we file your tax return, if you don't hear back from me, reach out. If you don't hear back from me that next day, go ahead and shoot me a text. I'll take a look to see if it was accepted and send you proof that your tax return was accepted. Because if we see a problem with it, we can jump right back on it right then. If it was rejected for whatever reason, we give you the reject code, let you know what is missing, what we need to do, and we hop right back in there and get it going. But accepted doesn't mean that it's approved. All that means is that the computers talked. My computer talked to their computer and they played nice. That's all that means. Okay, the tax return still has to be processed at that point by the IRS, which takes around 14 days or so. Now, so for most standard returns, what does that mean about the money? The IRS website specifically says, do not even call us if it has not been 21 days from the date that you got your tax return accepted. So, if Dr. Geno files your tax return today, it gets accepted today, right? Well, actually on the 26th because that's when the season actually kicked off. Let's just say it gets accepted on the 26th. You get yours filed early in the queue. At that point, all they're saying is you can look at the website to check to see when the money's coming. That's not going to make it come any faster. This is the government we're talking to. We're talking about. You can't force them to do anything. You just have to sit tight and wait. That's what refund advances are for. For anybody who doesn't want to wait, you pay the additional fees, and that's kind of what happens with that. I'm not suggesting that you get refund advances or that you wait. You do whatever's best for you and your family, but from the date that it's accepted, they're saying at the IRS is their regulation specifically says do not call us if it hasn't been 21 days because we're just gonna tell you get off our phone. We still working on it. The IRS is not a get money place. Hey, I need some money, so I'm gonna get money. Anytime I meet somebody that think like that, I already know. I make a mental note and go, I know what I'm dealing with now. I'm just saying, I like tax refunds just like the next person, but I haven't got tax refunds in many years. And I mean, even when I was getting tax refunds, it wasn't really nothing to me. So that's not the place to get money because that's small money, first of all. But 21 days. So just remember, once it's accepted, 21 days. So I wouldn't check your IRS account or do the where's my refund thing more than about once a week. All right, now, if your tax return includes the earned income tax credit or the child tax credit, the IRS is required by law to delay those refunds to mid to late February, just like we talked about on the other video because of the PATH Act. That delay is a policy, not a problem. So, there's two types of advances that people can offer when it comes to refunds. Refund advances. There's refund loans, refund advances, whatever you want to call it. All right, so that's what they call a pre-ac or a pre-acknowledgement advance, and then you have a post-ac or a post-acknowledgement advance. So you got pre-ac and post-ac. Okay, so here's what the pre-ac and post-ac is all about. Remember, I told you that e-file season don't really kick off to the 26th. That's what it is. Pre-ac is pre the 26th. Post-ac means it's after the e-file season kicks off, so you can actually get a real acceptance if it happens after the 26th. Anything prior to that is just a guess. Well, I guess they're going to get their refund. I guess we'll give them a refund advance. I guess we'll send them some money and hope it comes back to us. So just remember, it's an advance. It's not guaranteed, and the tax bank will decide for you um, how much you're approved for. Our advances go up to 7,000, of course, but the tax bank may say that you're approved for a $1,000 advance or 2,000. And if you owe, of course, how could you get an advance if you owe? You don't have a tax refund coming. Come on, let's think about it. Think. So, like I said, the IRS is not really the kind of place where you want to go to try to solve your problems. When you have money problems or you got debt, you got things that need to be fixed around your house, file your taxes every year because that's what you're supposed to do. Um, you have a legal requirement to file them. This is not the get money spot. Because if you treat it that way, it won't be long before they'll be ringing your doorbell. There's a lot of people that are legally eligible for great refunds, but when you treat it like a money grab, that's exactly what it's going to be. Um, and remember, what goes around comes around. So just keep that in mind before you let somebody talk you into putting your money into the susu or something. Because what goes around comes around, family. So remember, the IRS does not open until January 26th. And for our clients, of course, we've already just intentionally worked on getting as many as we can into the queue so they're already sitting there waiting. They're already in there ready to go. All right, for our tax professionals that work with us, for those of you who are taking one of my courses or you're working in one of our online virtual offices, this is an opportunity for you to start doing early filing just because you're connected with an established tax office. Because the day you get your EFIN and the day you do your first bank application, they're not even going to let you file early season tax returns because you're brand new. So don't expect magic to happen. Be upfront with your clients. Tell them the difference between what it costs if they're paying up front versus if they're paying out of the refund. Let them know that the advances are not a guarantee. Just keep it real. Be upfront with them. Get used to giving people bad news. If they owe or they messed up on the tax return, just keep it real with them and help them fix it if you can. All right, we just want to make sure that before we get operational and we get full fledged going crazy, I want to make sure nothing is skipped, nothing is rushed, everything is staged correctly and professionally, which is why we've been sending returns up. Okay, so if you want to if you need help tracking your refund, understanding advances, all you got to do is drop something in the comments for me. We can do a quick video call or we can do a quick phone call so that we can do early prep, proper process, and professional results. Go with a pro, GBC Tax Pros. All right. Hopefully, you guys will have exactly what you need. But if you don't, I'll be checking the comments. I'm glad you're here. I'll be checking the comments. Keep it moving.